New controversy and outrage today over Blackwater bodyguards in Iraq. CNN sources have learned the State Department promised the private contractors limited immunity for statements about the deaths of Iraqi civilians, and that is what's stirring up the outrage here. Iraq says the U.S. contractors gunned down civilians in cold blood, allegations Blackwater denies. Here's what we know. Government investigators told the guards their statements wouldn't be used against them if they told the truth about what happened on September 16th. That immunity, though, does not protect guards from being prosecuted if they broke laws. It could, though, make it tougher for the FBI to investigate. One critic of the deal is a former U.S. official who was based in Baghdad for nearly 2 years, Janessa. She received protection from Blackwater and says she has seen the disregard for Iraqi lives. She wrote an op-ed piece for the Los Angeles Times titled "I Survived Blackwater." She joins us now. Good to have you with us. One of the things, several things struck me in the article, but one in particular, you say you were frequently the beneficiary of Blackwater's over-the-top zeal. What do you mean by that?
Well, rides through downtown Baghdad with Blackwater left no impression that you were in a war zone. You're in a convoy of 3 heavily armored Suburbans with at least 16 bodyguards going through the streets at very fast speeds and sometimes jumping over road divides and bumping into cars and pelting them with water bottles and often pointing your guns at them. So it was a harrowing experience for me in the back seat just because of the bumpy roads, but on the other side it was even more infuriating and sometimes lethal for Iraqi civilians. And
at one point you said that you thought their tactics in this way are turning more people against the U.S. government and against Americans in that country.
Right. Blackwater guards told me personally that they were trained to view every Iraqi as a potential terrorist threat. And here my job is to make them my friends and to win hearts and minds and to build relationships. And I often felt that if our tactics on the way to those meetings that are building those relationships are creating so many enemies in our wake, that it's really undermining our mission there.
So then what does this limited immunity do to those relationships?
I'm not clear. There seem to be conflicting reports as to whether State Department officials actually granted Blackwater guards immunity, but the bigger question for me is that we're there. One of our primary objectives in Iraq is to promote the rule of law. And how we deal with the Iraqi officials in this case and Blackwater guards, we need to be practicing what we preach.
So there then, are you saying that Blackwater is putting Americans working in Iraq and even U.S. troops at risk?
That's difficult to say. Overall, the mission might be undermined by some of the aggressive tactics, but they're certainly fulfilling their mission in securing U.S. personnel from one meeting to the next in the best way that they can. They're 100% successful in that mission. It's just the overall mission, why we're there in the first place, rebuilding Iraq, promoting security, helping the Iraqi people. That overall mission, I believe, is undermined.
And the winning of hearts and minds, as you mentioned, too, it sounds like you're throwing that in there as that's being undermined.
Precisely.
Janessa, appreciate your insight tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.